Shalom, shalom. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, that belongs to the apostles and elders, that great Muslim who will. Peace and blessings to the Lord, pushing his word. Sincere Akim, just pushing his word. Doing his work in truth and sincerity. What is edifying. I have a few articles here found. This is 19 families buy nearly 97 acres of land in Georgia to create a city safe for black people. So those judging this video, there are so-called African Americans, black people, which are known biblically as the Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Judah. This article says, "Welcome to freedom." It claims real estate agent Ashley Scott as she surveys the nearly 97 acres of land that she and a group of 19 black families purchased in August. I'm hoping that it will be a thriving, safe haven for people of color. For black families in particular, Scott says. Now, I'm going to go to a scripture here that fits this perfectly. Because, look, just off the title of how they call themselves, being proud to be black or African American, one reason Jake don't understand is the vibration of that black is deleterious to them, and that black title will result in failure, because they insist on calling themselves black for whatever reason, and they're proud that is their nationality. Okay, and we know that black is a color. White is a color. You can't have black without white. So it's a duality. So-called black people really want a hug from the so-called white man. And that's why they're frustrated. Meaning what? They want the so-called white people, which is Esau, Edom, to accept them, which is never going to happen. Why is that? Because the scriptures call them our enemy. And that's why they're trying to seek some type of safe haven in Georgia, which Georgia is very, very polluted. Now, I'm not talking about environmental, but ideology and the spirit. Most of these major cities are heavily polluted with wickedness. So, being black in predominantly these wicked cities, you can expect nothing but vitriol from the people. You can expect backlash from outsiders and from within your own so-called community that you're building. So people of color that you want to thrive under in these communities, you're setting yourself up for a major downfall. And that's what these Israelites can't seem to understand. I don't know what they're trying to prove by doing this, but the scriptures here tell us what? Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction." So here, America, aka Babylon, all right, the mother of all harlots, this wicked city, this wicked kingdom ruled by Esau, is a polluted place. So the scriptures tell us what? To arise and depart. How is that? How do we rise and depart? You take your mind out of investing in this place, financially, spiritually, in the goals that you have. You don't do it. You don't do it how, like, example, an Edomite or a heathen would, because this is not your rest. It is polluted. I just said that this place is wicked. So the Lord wants us to come out of this place, and stop believing that this is a place where we can seek some type of safe haven, or we can make this our own little sanctuary or home. This is 1 Corinthians 7. 1 Corinthians 7 and 31. And it says, "And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashions of this world passeth away." Kind of very true. I'm going to read a little bit of this article more. It says, "The land sits just east of Macomb in rural Wilkinson County, Georgia." So, don't know how far that is from Atlanta, but Atlanta is supposed to be really is the Mecca for so-called blacks. They that's where they go to seek some type of attention from to grow their portfolio, so to speak, or their business, their status. It's a place where Jake uses to get discovered. It's thriving, so-called thriving city, predominantly ruled by Israelites now, Jakes. It says, didn't initially plan on buying a large plot of land, but they had a vision that was clear to create a safe space for their black families. Being able to create a community that is thriving, that is safe, that has agriculture and commerce businesses that are supporting one another, and that dollars circulating in our community. That is our vision. So their vision is a very worldly and vain vision. Now, I read that earlier. You can use the world, not abuse it. Now, saying that, do I necessarily disagree wholeheartedly with this? Not really, because the scriptures tells us to work. The scriptures tells us you don't work, you don't eat. The scriptures tells us, that it's not bad to use the world. It's not totally a sin to use the world, but it says not abuse it. Now, you have to put your mindset, though, where we are. This isn't the ancient world. This isn't where the time where Israelites thrived or there was peace, like the rulership of Solomon. We're in Babylon. Okay? This place is off. This place is wicked. And I was just thinking, like, okay, maybe if they were, because this whole safe is going to be safe, is going to be thriving. There's so many hurdles they're going to have to jump. There's so many obstacles they will have to jump. Because I was thinking about Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and how it was thriving, and then Esau came in and did what he did. Okay, that devil came in and did what he did, but, I was thinking, like, okay, a lot of these Jakes have money. This is the time to you can get money. You can start businesses, the LLCs. You can get all types of business loans and licenses. So, and Jake always talking about get mad when Louis Vuitton and these different corporations are racist to him. Why don't they build their own shit? Why don't they build their own community? Why don't they build their own police force? Why don't they build their own hospitals and things of that nature? Why don't they even try? They're not in the truth. Go ahead, instead of being victims and complaining to their white daddy, why don't they build it? So I don't necessarily have an issue with it, but one major problem is their vision. They call it the vision. It's not locked down, and it's not fitted on the law, statutes, and commandments. So anything that's not under YAHAWASHI, you're open to open up to evil off bat. Now some will say, hey, we can build a homestead, we can build Israelite communities, we follow the laws. Okay, do I necessarily have a problem with that? Yes, but no. All right. if you know it's gonna be destroyed, but you got some businesses, you got some brothers that's in the business, y'all moving and shaking under YAHAWASHI, so be it. But what these Israelites outside of GMS have a problem is they lack order. Why is that? They let the women rule over them. They let the children and women in spaces where they're not ought to be. Their doctrine is totally not fit as the scriptures as we believe in it, or how it's the right way. And so they're open to go off or open up to evil anyways, if that makes sense. So, I was just trying to see it from both sides, but for the most part, bro, we go to work, go to work and do the work. That's all I can say. Go to work and do the work. All this buying land and making a Dollar General, putting a Dollar General in the neighborhood and all this shit. It's not time for that. We're here to serve a punishment. Now, if the Lord gifted you in certain areas and you have opportunities, do it as best of your ability. But buying acres and all this, I don't know. This article says the unrest that took hold of the country earlier this year after the killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor at the hands of police. Wow. And closer to home, the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery, joking while outside of Brunswick, Georgia, prompted a woman to search for a new community, one they could start themselves. And I had to go back to this article while this has happened a few years ago. Had to go back to it, man. These women, they something else, man. It says, what is location away from white people? So these women, these so-called Israelite women, man, they're trying to seek some type of safe haven or some type of, place where they can thrive in outside of what Esau's got set up. Okay, they had a race vacation here. They were mad about what Trump said about shithole countries and everything, so they did this documentary on how these women went to, I think, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, and everything. They said, hey, we getting away from white people. Look, man, the so-called women, period, they love the power system of this world. Esau, so-called white man, this hegemony. They love it. But right now, they're butthurt that the so-called white man does not want them back, or is really showing them that they mean nothing to them. And guess what you don't see? You don't see the black man involved, period. They have an issue with, they have a problem with the so-called black man. They look at you as conquered. That's just the facts. Okay? You're a conquered person. You don't hold any weight in their lives. And that's what it is. They're really towards the side of being your enemy. That's why is that? They're all involved in Black Lives Matter, right? Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery. Every single one of those cases have been proven to be false narratives. Breonna Taylor, she was an asset to a drug dealer. Really, when it came out, when you did the research, she wasn't sleeping in the bed and the police came in and shot her for no reason. No, there was a warrant, no knock warrant that came to her house. Her boyfriend was selling drugs. They've been following him for a while, and they had prior cases. Breonna Taylor was in the hallway. She was in the hallway, and she got shot. Basically, in the long story short, her boyfriend at the time was he was behind her. This nigga so wicked. He was behind her, basically using her as a shield. That's how she got shot so many times, and her boyfriend didn't get shot. So the whole narrative and story is false. That's why it's funny, because you have millions of people who believe in these stories that Esau is putting out there, and our people eat it up. Ahmaud Arbery, he was jogging, where the video, he was jogging, right, and he got shot. Ahmaud Arbery was seen prior in that day basically going to homes and trying to break into them. And he was jogging with cargo shorts and a tall tee, probably with some forces on or something. I don't know about that, but that nigga was jogging right. So critical thinking is not in our people's mentality. And George Floyd, we already know the facts on George Floyd. So our people looking at that as they're being attacked, where Jake puts themselves in situations for their enemy, so-called white man, to take them down, and then they say, oh, I didn't do nothing, when you did everything beforehand for you to get what you got. So there's no accountability. Therefore, our people are going to play the victim, knowing that they're in the wrong. So that's what our people do. Our people protect stupid people. Our people protect criminals. Our people protect pedophiles, murderers, rapists. Our people love them rather than people that do righteousness. Now, if you don't like that, then sorry about that, because that's the truth. Okay, this article says, the rest of the article says, watching our people protesting in the streets while it is important, and I want people to stay out in the streets, bringing attention to the justice of black people. Black people don't even sound right. We need to create a space, a place where we could be a village again and a tribe again. You didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, meaning Israelites. So now the Lord has sent us in America as a punishment for us to acknowledge the fact that without Him, we are nothing. YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. That's why you're seeing what's going on. But our people refuse to acknowledge that point. We wanted to create this safe space where we can address our own issues and concerns. What are the old issues? There's more so-called black people killing each other than the police. So what issues are you talking about? There's homosexuality and lesbianism. It's like it's springing forth heavy at a rapid rate. There's children being mistreated. There's children being turned into their opposite gender that they were born. How about those issues? What about abortions? No, but if you do that, you sound like a coon. You a house nigga if you bring that out. That's why we don't involve ourselves with this place, because our people love to have wickedness, so they love to justify their wickedness. We both have black husbands. Okay, because I was going to bring out I was going to bring out 1 Corinthians 15. I believe where it says the man is the head of the woman, because they do have husbands, but guess what? They're not in the right state of mind either. Basically, the woman rules over them, and you see that prevalent because they're ran in a matriarchal form rather than a patriarchal form, which that's how Israel runs, and that's how the Lord sets things up in a patriot format, in a patriotic format. It says we both have black husbands. We both have black sons, which, anyways, it says, and I was starting to get overwhelmed and have a sense of anxiety when my husband will leave the house to go to work and said Walters. So it was like, okay, what do we do? And once I saw a post, Toomsboro going viral about a town being for sale, I was like, oh, this is perfect. So if it's a town, who's going to save the town from intruders? Where are you going to go? Are you going to build a Walmart or build a black? See, are you going to build a so-called black Walmart where you have things for sale and everything at a adjustable price that can mimic places like Walmart, gas stations, black owned? Has a lot of questions. Police force and everything. Hey, the crime will go down. Hey, if you vet everybody who comes in your town. That's it on this article. We're creating a legacy. See all that madness. Okay, you can vet people who come into your town. You can vet their history and see if they're civil people. That'd be good. But the forefront, why is the picture are two so-called black women? It should be ran by a man, and the men should be should fear the Most High. But I highly doubt that. And you have a community which are not on. You would have a community that are all most likely are not on one accord. They believe in different ideologies. They're Muslims. One might be Christian. One might be atheist. That's not a thriving society, man. That's not a thriving society, man. That's garbage. Like I said, go to work. Go to work. Do the work. If you got a woman and y'all good, you ain't gonna have a help me. That's for sure. But hey, if you got a woman, you got a situation going on, do that and pray that the Lord destroys this place so we can be in our righteous kingdom, man. The Lord has set up. This is foolishness. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up, fight against another, and swords in their hands. So there's going to be time where these communities are going to be overtaken, like the ghettos, the hoods, the places where Jake are destitute and live in the dilapidated places. When all hell breaks loose and the Lord release the floodgates, it's going to be taken over. Esau's going to infiltrate it. Okay, Jake's going to demolish it on their own. So it says, woe to the world that dwell therein. You're putting stock in this place, and you see what's going on, man. You see that this place is going downhill fast. This ain't the time to build communities, and this is buying land and starting from scratch. Get an apartment, buy a house, and repent to the Lord and get out of here, so we can get out of here. Jake always want to come up another way and trying to. This is punishment. Okay. There's enough money to do so. Best believe you got Jay-Z, you got Kanye West, Beyonce, all these different individuals who have money. But you see, they ain't built a community yet. They ain't built a strip mall yet, just full of black owned. All these people, T.I., these niggas that talk a good game, but they don't do nothing about it. This is Hebrews 12 and 4. Ye have not yet resisted unto. This is Hebrews 13. It's like 13. 14. For here have we no continuous city, but we seek one to come. So our safe haven, our safe spot, our place where we can thrive without going to work and not being feared that we're gonna get pulled over and get shot. Our kingdom, our rest is going to be the first when the elect wakes up totally. When the elect wakes up, then you're going to start seeing prophecies come to pass, and then you're going to start seeing the coming of our Lord. It's going to be visible. Then we're going to set up the kingdom of heaven. But these prophecies have to come up first. These things have to happen first. Okay. So we don't seek to have things on this side because it's corruptible. We're supposed to lay up our treasures in heaven. We're relying on a miracle from YAHAWASHI. We're not trying to be movers and shakers in this society right now. This ain't the 1970s, 80s, and the Harlem heyday. No, we're living in 2020. This is about time to get out of here. And they love putting the black woman at the front of these things, man. Why is that? Because the so-called black man puts his woman on a pedestal. He's a simp. The biggest one. The woman is supposed to be in a modest apparel. She's supposed to be at home. She's supposed to be a wife. Supposed to be. But that's not how Jake worked. But you know, that's how they want it. You know, but they're gonna have the same whatever's gonna happen to this place, which is via is nuclear missiles and hellfire. They're gonna receive the same judgment. That's just gonna be the result of that, because they didn't want to do what the Lord said. This is scripture here in Revelation 18. And 4. And I heard another voice of heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." What are the plagues? Famines, the wars and rumors of wars, the pestilences, the death rate increasing heavy, total destruction, weeping, gnashing of teeth, extreme weather measures, martial law, microchip. It says, "Come out of her." It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she had filled to fill her double." So these people, I wouldn't put it past them that they vote. They love America. Okay, they're totally asleep. They're totally gone. They're totally bugged out. And you're putting a woman first. You're already starting off on the wrong foot. If you're gonna do it, have it ruled with men with the same mentality. Okay, you don't believe in the scriptures, okay, but be on one accord. But you never seen in history where there was a period of time where men were on one accord, and there wasn't dissension amongst each other, or there was hatred and envy and jealousy amongst each other. It never worked out. Never worked out. Okay. With that, I'm going to give all praise to YAHAWASHI, Shai, Kakadash, to honors, the apostles and elders, that great millstone. Well, peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.